presidential nominee, McCain or Obama, will better suit America's needs? America's economic stability is in question. Our negative impact on the environment is causing problems. Our need for national security juxtaposed with our desire for peace and privacy results in a difficult balancing act. The war in Iraq is an issue that most Americans disagree on. They all agree that something must be done. Which candidate will better suit our needs and desires, and most importantly, what's best for America? I've watched the Democratic and Republican national conventions. I have researched both candidates to the best of my abilities, and I'm here to humbly voice my support for Senator Barack Obama. We're going to talk about the history of both candidates, politically and personal as it applies. We're going to talk about their political stances, and lastly, how each person's stance will suit America's future and where we need to go. Firstly, Obama's history. He graduated from Harvard School of Law in 1991, and he also taught constitutional law in Chicago. He's done a lot of community service and even turned down profitable job opportunities in order to continue his community service. In 1992, he started Project Vote, which registered 150,000 new voters. He's had 2 years in the Senate in Illinois, and though it's a short amount of time, he's accomplished a lot. So much so that he's now a presidential nominee. So his short amount of time doesn't reflect inexperience, it reflects his abilities, in my opinion. Lastly, something personal. He grew up poor, and it's comforting to Americans, especially now, that someone knows both sides of the equation. He doesn't come from money. He knows what it's like for the average American, for the below average American even. McCain's history, 26 years in politics. That's a lot of time. This man knows what he's doing. He has 2 terms in the House, as a House Representative. He's been in the Senate since 1986. And although he does have some bad history, that's because he's had so much history. We're not going to talk about the bad things. We're going to focus on the good things and what both candidates can bring to the table. He supports our troops, and he, throughout the entire process of going to war in Iraq, called for more troops in Iraq so that we could win the war and less troops would be injured because there would be more to help one another fight. He's reduced spending overall and lowered taxes. He spoke out against spending December 2001, for instance, on a bogus Air Force Boeing tanker deal in which Mike Sears was arrested. He's had 22 years of military service where he served as a pilot and an officer in the Navy. And on a personal note, he was a prisoner of war for 5 years. And it takes a special kind of person to survive such an incident. It's obvious that both candidates are very, very able to do what they need to do if they were elected. And we're going to talk about political stances. This is the key point that differentiates the two nominees. On health care, Obama calls for national health care where everyone will get it. McCain calls for privatization. Obama believes that he can have all brigades out in 16 months, and according to PolitiFact.com, he's stuck by that. McCain says that he'd rather lose an election than see a country lose a war. He said that during the Republican National Convention. Obama wants to put $150 billion over the course of 10 years towards finding renewable energy sources. McCain calls for a slower process. He also wants more drilling off the coast of Florida and ANWR. They're both for the Patriot Act, which concerns me. So there's bad sides to both of them. Obama is best because he's younger, and although we don't want to admit it, the presidency calls for a lot of, it's a very grueling job, as we all know. And I'm concerned with McCain's age, will he be able to keep up? Obama has a better energy plan. It's very bipartisan, and Most importantly, Obama wants to end the war. Both are funded by big corporations, so we can't stop that. Most importantly, make sure you vote no matter who you vote for. Thank you.